All right, everything that happens in Washington is political, and Americans are sick and tired of it. The confirmation of Attorney General nominee Jeff Sessions is one example. The Democrats are trying to portray him, like they do everyone they disagree with, as a racist. Senator Elizabeth Warren is one of the ringleaders. Remember, I ask if any of the United States senators, Democrat or Republican, have ever prosecuted a Klan member for murder and pushed for the death penalty. The answer is no, by the way, except for Senator Sessions. This is how Warren got shut down by Senator Mitch McConnell. Take a listen.
Mr. President, I am surprised that the words of Coretta Scott King are not suitable for debate in the United States Senate. I ask leave of the Senate to continue my remarks.
Is there objection?
Object.
I appeal the ruling.
Objection is heard. The senator will take her seat.
So let Liz speak was the hashtag that all of a sudden took off like wildfire. I say shut Liz down should be the hashtag that takes off, and it should have been going on for many years leading up to today. NRATV commentator Dana Loesch joins us now. Dana, I think Elizabeth Warren got what we deserved, and my hat goes off to Mitch McConnell for pulling out this arcane Rule 19.
Well, it's been used before, Grant, and thanks for having me. What you saw transpire on the floor of the Senate last night is what is known as a Mitch slap, and it was beautiful. And I was frankly pleased to see the rule used, because what she was doing was using the floor of the Senate to impugn the character of a senator, which is a big no-no. And in fact, like I said, that rule has been enforced before. And I have to say that I find it highly amusing that a basic skinwalker from Massachusetts, a woman who appropriated American Indian ethnicity while completely ignoring the suffering that American Indians have endured at the hands of one political party in particular, I think it's hysterical that this woman, who is a cultural appropriator, who is a race appropriator, that she has the audacity to engage in some sort of race-based attack against someone simply because she doesn't like their party affiliation and doesn't wish to see them confirmed to be AG. And I'll reiterate that so the folks at Media Matters, for whom we pay the bills over there, Grant, so they can get it right. She's a racist who appropriated an entire ethnicity so that she could get a job at Harvard. And I'll tell you this, the closest that her ancestors ever came to American Indians was rounding up my ancestors. So let's get that straight right now if anyone wants to have a discussion on what is or is not racist. And it is unbecoming of this cultural appropriator to stand there on the Senate floor while Democrats whitewashed her offenses to an entire ethnicity here in the United States and do exactly what she's accusing Jeff Sessions of. She has been coddled on this for far too long. She was given wide berth on this. She ran away from all of these accusations. I even saw people trying to engage her, Grant, in this topic at Netroots. And these were American Indian activists, which she shrugged off and wouldn't even grant an audience. So this woman has no grounds on which to stand and accuse someone else of racial tactics.
Now, whoa, Dana, are you calling Elizabeth Warren a hypocrite?
I'm calling her a racist hypocrite, yes. I know it was kind of hard to understand. I'm really not outspoken on this, but I think that Democrats and particularly all these anti-gun people, they need to stop making excuses for the original Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, all right, and so here's what she does. She pulls out a letter from Martin Luther King's wife, basically from 1986. Now, since then, before that Jeff Sessions came out and started supporting Donald Trump, he was a well-respected member of the United States Senate and well-liked by both sides.
And is, I will say, and still is, despite the attempted borking of his character. To call Jeff Sessions a racist, the guy who actually risked his life to shut the Klan down in Alabama, he's done more to fight these racists than some of these people who are trying to impugn his character in the Senate today.
I think Elizabeth Warren is starting the campaign for presidency coming up the next election cycle.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was trying to, I think, give it a go before Hillary Clinton got involved. But, she has aspirations. She was fast-tracked by Harry Reid. She was immediately put in places of seniority and placed on a number of different committees. And so they really looked for her to be this, booming voice within their party. But unfortunately, she has more zeal than knowledge and more zeal than sense, and engaging something like this on that Senate floor. And Grant, I'm gonna speak about this too, because everyone's saying that it's somehow sexist that she was shut down, as though, which I find inherently sexist, as though women are too stupid to understand what the rules of the Senate are. I'm not a senator, Grant, and yet how is it that I know a woman, and I know it's hard for some of these, anti-gun progressives to understand, me, a little woman, right? I'm not in the kitchen making y'all some sandwiches, but I understand this Senate rule. But how is it that this female does not? It's not an issue of sexism. It's an issue of her breaking, and while it may be an arcane rule, it is not an anachronistic rule, and it is a rule that she broke nonetheless. And so she needs to be well aware that the consequences for violating that rule on the Senate floor and impugning someone's character baselessly is that she no longer gets to have her 2 cents in the ongoing debate. And so I suggest all those people who are hashtagging Let Liz Speak, maybe they should hashtag Make Liz Read.
Yeah, there is no doubt about it in my mind that she knew exactly what that rule was. She was well aware of it, even though she claimed she didn't. Now, I will say this about Elizabeth Warren running for president and Cory Booker and the rest of them. This would be the greatest thing that could happen to Republicans, because they still don't understand. The American people have spoken. They're tired of this kind of nonsense, the same nonsense that was on display on the Senate floor by Elizabeth Warren last night.
It was. And I'm so tired of individuals substituting these race-based attacks as some form of intelligence in a debate, or as some form of substance in a debate. If you cannot argue your side civilly, if you cannot argue your side without devolving into whining tantrums of sexism, racism, etc.ism, then your opinion isn't worth hearing. Then your argument has no merit. You get no participation trophy.
Nope, you sure don't. Hey, Dana Loesch, as always, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Grant.
All right, you got it. Hey, no participation trophy is right. Now, she went outside of the Senate chambers and actually ended up reading that letter from Loretta Scott King. And of course, the media fawned over all of it. The media was right there to try to hang on every one of Elizabeth Warren's words. But we're on to them. I'm Grant Stinchfield for NRATV. Thanks for watching.
You're watching NRATV with Grant Stinchfield.